Yes, children, let us revise the first chapter. Okay, I'm just quickly going through the topics of first chapter. Now, first, in the beginning, what we saw that how to identify whether a chemical reaction has taken place. Okay, now this is understood by supposing a reaction is liberating a gas, or if there is any change in state, liquid से solid बन गया या solid से gas बन गया. Then if there is any change in color or if there is any change in temperature, all these things tell you that a chemical reaction has taken place. Say for example, you have already seen in 9th class when a few zinc pieces are added to dilute hydrochloric acid, hydrogen gas is produced. And how do you understand hydrogen gas is produced? It pop sound is heard and the test tube becomes hot. Okay, now the pop sound is due to what? Evolution of hydrogen gas. So there is evolution of gas, so you understand that this reaction is a chemical reaction. Same way, if you put an iron nail into copper sulfate solution, then it turns into iron sulfate and copper. Now there is a reddish brown deposit at the bottom and the solution turns pale green from blue color. Copper sulfate is blue in color and it will turn into pale green. That is due to iron sulfate formation. So since there is change in color, you understand that there is a chemical reaction that has taken place. Same way, if you add sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid, it forms sodium chloride and water and the test tube becomes very hot and the temperature of the solution increases. Now this also tells you, because of change in temperature, this also tells you that the reaction has taken place. Now same way, if you burn a piece of magnesium ribbon in the Bunsen flame, then you get white color powder which is formed, which is due to the formation of magnesium oxide. Now here in this reaction, what you find? You find change in state. You started with a solid magnesium ribbon and it turned into a white powder. Okay, so from solid it turned into a powdered form. So that tells you that a chemical reaction has taken place. Now same way, there are so many reactions that you can see. These are the reactions that I explained just now. Zinc plus HCl gives you hydrogen gas. Fe plus CuSO4 turns FeSO4 plus Cu. Then NaOH plus Cl gives you NaCl plus water. This is neutralization reaction because this is a base, this is an acid, this is a salt and water. Then magnesium plus oxygen turns magnesium oxide, and in this you get brilliant white light produced, and all these reactions are chemical reactions. And whenever energy is released in a particular reaction, then that reaction is called as exothermic reaction. Right? So this is a simple note about how you understand that a chemical reaction has taken place. Now, what are the different types of reactions? One is combination, then decomposition, displacement, and redox. Now combination means what? When two substances combine to give you one single product. C plus O2 gives CO2, H2 plus half O2 gives water, Mg plus O2 gives MgO, CaO plus H2O gives you CaOH twice. Now in all these reactions, what you find? Only one product is formed. So it is all called as a combination. Two things combine to give you one single product. They are all combination reaction. Now when you talk about this calcium oxide plus water giving you calcium hydroxide. Now this calcium hydroxide, this is called as slaked lime and calcium oxide is called as quicklime. Now जब दीवार पे चूना लगाते हैं तो चूना, what is this? This is चूना. Okay? इसको पानी में भिगो के रात भर के लिए रख लेते हैं and it will be bubbling out such a lot of energy. And then the next morning they come and उसको mix करके then छन्नी में उसको निकाल के then they make it into a liquid and then they start whitewashing the walls. Okay, so this is how they do it. Now that is about combination. Now when you talk about decomposition, decomposition is of three types: thermal decomposition, electrolytic decomposition and photolytic decomposition. There are three types. Thermal decomposition, the name itself is telling you that it is done in the presence of heat. Electrolytic, this is done in the presence of electricity. and this is done in the presence of light or sunlight, okay, ordinary light or sunlight. So these are called as decomposition reactions. Now let us see a few examples of decomposition reaction. Now, reaction taking place in the presence of heat is called as thermal decomposition, okay. Now here one single substance breaks into two or more. Decomposition, it is decomposing. One is separating into two or more, okay. Now calcium carbonate decomposes to give you calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Same way FeSO4 decomposes to give you Fe2O3 plus SO2 plus SO3, okay. Now this SO2 and SO3, they are gases, and this is coming out in the form of solid. This is remaining in the test tube as a solid. This is somewhat yellowish or brownish powder, okay. It will be remaining in the test tube, and these two will escape as gases. Now when you bring a blue litmus paper near the test tube, near the mouth of the test tube, what will happen? This will turn blue litmus red. Blue litmus paper, when you bring it near the mouth of the test tube, it will turn red. Now this litmus action tells you that the gases that is coming out is acidic in nature, and these gases, they have an irritating smell, okay. So these gases, they have irritating smell, it turns blue litmus red, and both are acidic gases. So these two are the observation. First two, they are observation. This is the inference. From the action, you come to know that they are acidic in nature, okay. Now this FeSO4, it is pale green in color. You should remember, it is pale green in color. Then, same way, you can also take lead nitrate, PbNO3 twice, which is a white powder, and this on heating will give you yellowish brown PbO settling down at the bottom, and NO2 is a gas, O2 is a gas, they will escape from the test tube. This NO2 is a reddish brown gas. Now again, if you bring a blue litmus paper near the mouth of the test tube, this will turn red, and oxygen is also removed. Now this NO2, which is reddish brown in color, this is turning blue litmus red, tells you that this is also an acidic oxide. NO2 is also an acidic oxide. Now you have studied all the chapters. Now you know very well that nitrogen is a non-metal. So the oxide of non-metal, they are acidic in nature. Oxide of metal, they are basic in nature, okay. Then what is electrolytic decomposition? That is, you pass electricity through water which is acidified with dilute sulfuric acid. This is acidified, okay. Acidified. कैसे acidify करेंगे? We add a few drops of sulfuric acid into it, and thus it is acidified. Now when electricity is passed through a solution, then you will get hydrogen and oxygen are formed. Okay. Now let us describe this reaction. Now this is the experimental setup of that reaction. You have acidified water taken in the beaker, and there are two electrodes. This black one, these are electrodes. They are made up of carbon, and it is closed. I mean, it is surrounded by a test tube. Test tube को invert करके इस electrode के ऊपर रख दिया, ठीक है? And the carbon rod, it is seen outside, and the two ends are connected to a 6-volt battery. Okay. Now one electrode will act as cathode and one electrode will act as anode. Now which will act as cathode, which will act as anode? Now both are made up of carbon. Okay. Now what happens when electricity is passed? This battery, through the battery you are passing electricity. Now what happens at one electrode? You will find that the H plus ions from the medium, acidified water है ना, उसमें H plus ions होंगे. Now that will take up electron and become hydrogen gas. 2H plus 2 electrons will give you hydrogen gas. And on the other side you will find O2 minus becoming O2 plus 2 electron. Okay, you should say actually half O2. Instead I will put it as 2 O2 giving you 4 electrons. Okay, now what has happened? Water that is present inside the beaker, that is in the presence of acid, it is ionizing in the form of H plus and O2 minus, and H plus will get reduced to hydrogen. Addition of electron is reduction. Okay, addition of electron, gain of electron is reduction. So here this is reduction process, and reduction takes place at the cathode, and this is oxidation. Loss of electron is oxidation. This is taking place at the anode. Okay, so at the anode oxygen is formed, at the cathode hydrogen is formed. Okay, that's what is shown here. जहाँ पे हाइड्रोजन प्रोड्यूस होता है वो कैथोड है. This is your cathode given. This is cathode. And this electrode is anode. ठीक है, where oxidation is taking place that is anode, where reduction is taking place that is cathode. ठीक है, remember like this, AOCR. At the anode oxidation takes place, at the cathode reduction takes place. Okay, now at the cathode what is produced? Hydrogen is produced. At the anode what is produced? Oxygen is produced. Okay, so what they have taken here, they have put some holes in the beaker to insert the carbon rods. Okay, and then it is tightly it is fit into it exactly, and then acidified water is taken. Okay, and then take another test tube, 2 test tubes, खाली टेस्ट ट्यूब लेके उसको इलेक्ट्रोड के ऊपर ऐसे इन्वर्ट करके रख लो, राइट, एंड देन अलाउ द करंट टू पास थ्रू, लीव द apparatus undisturbed for some time. Then what will happen? At the 2 test tubes ऊपर आपको bubbles दिखेंगे. Now this shows that hydrogen and oxygen are produced. Okay, now what you have to do is observe the volume of gases collected in the inverted test tubes. Okay, collect the gases and you can test them separately. Okay, so if you collect the gases and when you check it, the gases, you will find that hydrogen and oxygen are formed, and then you will find the volume of, see, when you write the equation goes like this: 2H2O gives 2H2 plus O2. Okay, now this is 2 and this is 1. Nothing is written means it is 1. So what is the volume of hydrogen? Volume of hydrogen is twice the volume of oxygen. Volume of hydrogen is twice the volume of oxygen. This is proved. Okay, so this is what you have to understand. So remember that water on decomposition, when you pass electricity, it will give you hydrogen and oxygen gas. Okay, and oxygen is a supporter of combustion, and hydrogen itself, it burns. Oxygen does not burn itself, but it supports combustion, but hydrogen itself burns. Okay, these 2 properties you should remember.